the way.
We're wanted men. I have spoken.
Welcome to episode 109. It's 209 of the Smugglers Galaxy podcast.
What a way to start. You
Jason
wanted to
was
wing it. You were
yeah,
completely
Jason's
winging
just
it.
like, yeah, let's wing it. I'm like, let's wing it. Jason's like, oh man, and here we go, starting on a bad note already. Couldn't even get your favorite Star Wars podcast for smugglers in the galaxy out of my system, and I messed it up. Oh, I'm Glen, and Jason's over there. Looks like you got a new room, Jason.
Yeah, I'm in the office.
Yay!
I've got 3 of the walls painted, and then where it's pink over here, this will be wallpaper. It's like this R2D2 line art. It's very subtle.
Yeah.
It's striking, and it's going to be great on this wall. You can see that I've already started pulling in some of the Cantina stuff. I have the big fig from Gentle Giant of Walrus Man, and then I've got the mask from our pickup at the Toylanta, and then I've got a poster over here that'll go up on the wall. I'm gonna have glass shelves because when we got those cases, the glass cases from that church, they loaded me up with shelving.
Right.
And at the time I was like, I don't think I need this much shelving, but they just handed it to me. And so now I have like a dozen shelves, and I'm just going to get brackets, and I'm just going to put up on the wall. That way I can have downlighting and make it look really cool.
Awesome. Yeah, because I even got 2 of those shelves. I was about to offer you. I was like, dude, I got 2 of those shelves. I didn't realize you had a dozen of them.
I'm going to put crown molding up there, but I'm going to leave a gap because I'm going to put LED to make it like really cool up there.
Man, are
So
you
gonna come over?
You gonna party disco? Have a disco?
Everybody dance now. Bam, 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 bam.
Cafe disco.
Disco.
That's what it is.
Cafe disco. Even got the coffee today.
Oh, I made my own.
I did
Starbucks
too,
is too far from me. What?
I had to go to Home Depot, which is right next to Starbucks, and that's where I picked it up because.
Yeah, you're already more productive this morning than I am, so enjoy it, buddy.
Thanks.
Any other fun pickups besides wallpaper?
I mean, I'm working on my realistic Walrus Man mask, and that's coming along. Yesterday I accidentally dropped it, but I tried something new. It's right now it's 3 pieces, but I used JB Weld?
Yeah.
And I put that on the inside and the seams, and man, that thing is solid. I'm like, I'm gonna do this from now on because it's solid. Nice. The only thing, I didn't really pick anything up this week, but I did get notification that today on Sunday, as we record this, I'm supposed to get that Sabine and Chopper 2-pack that completes the Ghost mural art thing.
Yeah, I got the notification on mine, but I didn't join. I should have joined Hasbro, the premium or whatever, because of the Ghost and the shipping on the Ghost cover. You know what I mean? It was the same price, and I didn't want to cancel my Ghost. And I'm regretting that decision now because my Chopper and Sabine aren't going to be here till like the middle of the month. Yeah. Because I guess they ship your stuff FedEx because you're Hasbro Pulse Premium.
Oh, I guess so, yeah. I didn't even think about that. I didn't consider that.
Yeah, where I was on the chat last night and everybody was like, did you get your Sabine and Chopper yet? I'm like, no. And then I checked it and they're saying like September 14th, which it's doing that DHL smart post or whatever where it takes forever to get to you.
Yeah.
So I know people are already getting it and posting pictures. And I mean, they look good. I haven't seen them. They haven't posted them with the card backs, but they're posting like that Sabine versus the Ahsoka Sabine. And yeah, I'm excited to get it, but I don't know. It's just aggravating because now I got to wait and I'm not patient. I wouldn't make a good Jedi because I have no patience.
You'd fall to the dark side, is what you're
I
saying.
would.
All because you didn't get fast shipping.
Yeah.
The emperor, the emperor would be like, "Hey, you want this? You have to wait 3 weeks." And you're like, "All right, give it to me now. I'll turn into the dark side."
Exactly. I'd be like, son of a gun. So yeah, I'm patiently waiting on that. I'm kind of hoping, well, I don't know. We'll get into the Ghost in a minute, but I'm really scared that the Ghost is going to come while I'm on my cruise. But we haven't gotten any shipping notifications on it, so, or any notifications on it. But yeah, the only thing I picked up was we went to this craft show yesterday, and you don't like craft shows, do you?
No,
Because you were just like, dude, have fun.
have fun, dude.
Yeah. So, but anyway, after the craft show, I enjoy it because it's just fun looking at stuff, and until you realize that every other booth is the same, which it wasn't that bad at this one. But
That's the
anyway,
reason why I don't like to go.
well, there's a lot of crochet stuff, and my sister-in-law does like crochet stuff, and I told my wife, I'm like, she really needs to just do some pop culture stuff, not much, but just stuck it in her booth because I guarantee you that stuff will sell. And anyway, long story short, to get past all this stuff, we went by Hamer's to buy Urban Pop on the way
Yeah.
home. And he had found these three, but oh yeah. What I wanted to, let me finish before. So there was a lot of people that are doing 3D printing, and I
Mhm.
get very jaded because of the quality of your work. What
I'm
are you
3D
pointing?
printing
Oh, you're
right
3D.
now. I'm printing. I have my personal. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
Go
no.
finish your story and I'll.
Yeah,
I got.
no, but
I'm
I see
printing.
it right there. But no, just the quality of your work and the crap that people are 3D printing, because it's just like, oh, we'll 3D print something, and they don't really sand it. They don't put the
They don't
time
finish it.
into, they don't finish it, where your stuff is just like really nicely painted, and you can tell you put thought into it. And I'm just like, I'm not going to buy this crap because I can get Jason to make it for me or whatever. And my wife was like, because somebody had printed like a probably like a 6-inch Millennium Falcon, and they were only wanting like $8 for it. And she's like, they've got to have more than $8 into it. But I said, I don't think filament's that. I think filament's cheap.
Filament's coming down because when I first started, it was like 25. Now I can get it on Amazon. Decent filament for like $13.
And how much can you print with that?
So, for example, my name pills?
Yeah,
I sell those for $20.
yeah,
I can get about 13 out of those.
okay. But I
I
mean,
don't know
you
how to
have, huh?
I don't know how to say that in a way that measures things out for people because it's like it's not subjective, but it's just tough to quantify.
Right. Because they're what, 6 inches? They're 6 by 2 inches or something.
They could be up to like 12 inches.
Okay.
The Leia ones are pretty wide.
Okay. So yeah, and then they're like 2-3 inches tall.
Hmm.
I mean, that gives me a good idea. So, but I mean, you definitely have $20 worth of work into that product because you hand paint them and sand them and finish them. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, and my sister-in-law was sharing this booth with this guy who had started printing art. He figured this program out where I guess it's really, really thin 3D printed art.
Yeah.
And he had a bunch of Christian stuff, and I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Christian Wagner?
Yeah, he had found it on the internet and had some of his prints. He printed some of his stuff, and I'm just like, it kind of just gave me a bad taste in my mouth because it's
Yeah.
like, dude, I legitimately buy this guy's stuff, and you're stealing
Yeah.
it off the internet. So
Not
I wasn't
cool.
real happy, but I didn't like say it. You know what I mean? How you
Not
do
cool.
something, you see something, and it just ruins you, and you're just like, I'm done. I don't want to buy anything from this guy. It was like one of those. He seemed like a cool guy though. But anyway, getting back to it, we went to Urban Pop, Chris Hamer's shop, and he had found a 3D printed comic book stand when he was in one of his shows, and he got one of his friends to print one. So I don't have a pic. Well, old man, and it'd take me a minute to figure it out to share you the picture because I didn't. But it's a really cool printed 3D stand for comic books that he's selling for like $20.
Yeah.
Um, that you can hang on your wall or you can put on a shelf. So I picked up one of those. I picked up one of the, I guess, prototypes of that to put my Gambit on. My first appearance of Gambit.
Awesome.
Yeah. And that's all the Star Wars stuff I got. And it's not even Star Wars. It's comic book related. And I was asking him about because they re-released they're starting the X-Men over again, or I thought they were only starting one version of the X-Men over. And he's like, no, they've got this one, and then they got this one, and he's rambling off like 5 different comics. And I'm like, dude, this is why I can't read comics, because you're legitimately having to spend like $30 a month to buy comics to keep up with the story.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I can't. I'd rather buy toys.
Yeah, it's like a soap opera sometimes. It's like, there's years of storyline, and to jump in the middle of one is kind of frustrating. It's the same thing with comic books. And
Well,
I
that's what we're
remember
talking about, comic books.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's
Yeah.
like a soap opera. It's tough to dive in.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. I get you. I get what you're saying now.
It's a metaphor.
Yes.
It's I remember reading The Death of Superman, and like it was a major crossover event, and there would be little boxes to say read Green Lantern XY 743 to learn what happens. And I'm like, now I have to go to the comic book shop and get a Green Lantern?
Yeah. Yeah, I used to, when I was reading The Walking Dead, when I was in The Walking Dead, I bought like the compendulum. So it was like a really thick, like 3-inch book.
Yeah.
And I bought like what they had at this up until that point, and then I just buy like the trade paperbacks to make it a little bit easier to tolerate. And it's also bad. I mean, it just stinks when you're doing comics and it takes you like 5 minutes to read a book. It doesn't take very long to read it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I don't know. I know there's more bang for your buck there, but for me, it's like womp womp a little bit. So I just buy the key covers. I like buying the Gambit covers and just going from there.
But now I have a 3D printer lab here too. So I've got my machine right next to Harrison's machine. But my machine has a clog in the nozzle, so I got to fix that. That's been inoperable for a couple months, and the place I had it was in a closet, and again, for a big guy to get in the small closet was tough, and it was a hassle, and so I just left it alone. But now that it's out, I can work on it. Right now I'm printing the awards for my personal chili cook-off. I'm trying to figure out what to do for the winter social, because I don't know if I want to print awards or do something different this year, so we'll see. But yeah, that's the tour of the room.
Right. I thought you already had the awards figured out, or are those for different awards? For the winter
I
social.
do. Never mind. I do. I got to work on that. I do have the awards.
You're as bad as my wife. She had
Oh,
had to
my
run the
goodness.
dogs out to the groomer, not the groomer, the vet yesterday morning, and she just had flip-flops on, and I'm like, you're gonna want to put better shoes on before we leave. And she was like, you know me better than I do.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
she would just leave and be like walking halfway through the day and be like, why do my feet hurt? It's like, because you wore flip-flops to an outside event.
Don't wear flip-flops to Disney.
Right. I don't understand how people can do that, man.
I don't either. That's like 101.
Yeah.
But you're right. I already have my awards set up for the winter social. I just need to make them now, I guess. I guess that's the thing I got to do.
Right.
So I'll be working on that soon.
Awesome. It'll be fun. Winter social.
Winter social's coming up December 14th. If you're in the Georgia area, swing on by.
Yeah. I guess we'll have to take next year's.
Yeah, if you want it, or if
Yeah.
you want to do something different.
I don't know. We haven't figured it out. It's too far away.
I want to do an event next May, but I'm now thinking like, is there a place we can rent for $50 somewhere?
I'm sure there is. I mean, just to do like
Park or something.
Yeah, there's got to be a park, or I mean, we can go back to just overtaking a brewery or something, like up more in like the 75 up like 285, 400, 285,
Yeah.
85 area. Perimeter
anybody-
Mall.
What?
The Perimeter Mall area is the way I like to call it.
Oh, yeah. So if anybody knows of any place that we can cheaply rent, let us know, because we've got an event we're planning for next spring.
Right. And it's not May the 4th or Rogue Fun 2.
It's not a Rogue Fun 2. Yeah, thank you. Let's just get that out of the way. There's no Rogue Fun in 2025.
We won't know until sometime after Easter when the next Rogue Fun will be.
Yeah. I have some news.
Yes,
What were you going to say? It was a good thing I was changing the subject.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Surprisingly, Hasbro re-released a bunch of the popular characters again. It's kind of like a surprise announcement, and it included the Black Series Darth Nihilus, the General Kenobi, and the Clone Trooper armor and cape, which was a Walgreen exclusive, the Black Series Darth Malak, and the Asajj Ventress Black Series. All of them sold out on Hasbro Pulse.
Already?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the TVC X-Wing, Luke Skywalker's X-Wing, that sold out in like 2 hours.
So I
And
guess people
then,
still want that stuff.
yeah. And then the 7-pack TVC Cantina Band, Figuring Dan and the model nodes, those went up on Entertainment Earth again this week. So I pre-ordered that. It'll come out in October. But I need one to open for my Cantina. I don't understand why it didn't show up on Hasbro Pulse, because it just went straight to Entertainment Earth, and even Steve Evans was like, "Go grab them. They're over on Entertainment Earth."
Damn. And did you get them or not?
I ordered them. They're pre-order for October. So
Right, but did you get them off? And so you've got 2 of them?
yeah, I already got one from Hasbro Pulse that I'm
Okay.
keep in the box, but I want one to open.
Gotcha.
Over on Twitter this week, Jeremy Pedawar, the chief brand officer at Jazzwares, tweeted, "Where's our Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron fans at?" Which could be like an engagement thing meant to get people to interact and be like, "Right here, I'm right here. I love the brand." But it could also be interpreted as a cry for help.
Right.
Kind of like, "Where are you guys? Are you leaving? Don't make us chase you." See what I did there?
Yes.
Chases. Well, because we don't want to make it difficult for them to chase their fans.
Right.
We just don't want to make things available.
Right. I'm starting to see those out. I was at a Walmart. I've started to see them at Walmart, and I've seen gosh, what Mace Windu's ship.
Yeah.
I've seen Hera a couple of times. That Hera, I don't understand. The Hera chase should have been what the Sabine chase was, because it's like everybody's finding them.
Well, it's the Kenner X-Wing would be the comparison to that X-Wing.
The Sabine.
I'm sorry. Sabine and the Kenner X-Wing are 5,000, and then the chase for Hera's X-Wing is 15,000. So yeah, it's more readily available than I think any other vehicle is.
Right.
The holographic X-Wing was the same thing as the Hera X-Wing, where it was 5,000, but people were finding those in droves, like 8 at a time at a Walmart.
Right. Well, that's what I think's happening with the Hera X-Wing, because people are finding them double. You know, if you find one, you find 2.
Mm-hmm.
2 there always are. No more, no less.
That's good.
Yeah, I remembered something.
You remembered something.
So, but I've seen like Mace Windu's. I'm starting to see them more, but you're not finding, and it feels like either somebody is beating you to it, or an employee's got them, or they just haven't put them on the shelf yet. Like there's enough room. It feels like there may be enough room for 3, and the ones that are getting held back are the good ones.
Right.
So I haven't asked because I didn't care enough.
I know there's a General Grievous hanging out at the Woodstock Target for a couple months.
Wow.
In the back room.
Ooh, I did find the Fang Fighter, because I'd messaged you and I was like, "Do you need a Fang Fighter?" And you totally missed what I was talking about for Micro Galaxy Squadron. Yeah, but
yeah, I don't feel like ordering them, because I can get them when they do that full series order on Jazzwares Vault, and instead of buying them and then buying them a second time to get all of them, I just wait.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The only problem is it is a risk, because some of those regular vehicles are difficult to track down. Like the Fang Fighter, I think I've seen it once.
Yeah.
So it's hit or miss.
Yeah, I got kind of aggravated, but I was moving stuff around and I had that General Grievous and dropped it. It was mint in box, and I had to open it because it popped the bubble. It's like, damn.
Man, that hurts.
It did a little bit, but my Jedi Luke X-Wing still in the package, because it's like, why open that? Because it's the same as the other X-Wing, just the Luke figure is black. Maybe a little bit dirtier. The Luke Jedi X-Wing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm pulling up my notes for the news and stuff.
Oh, you got notes? Dude, you are so prepared for this show.
Yeah. Yeah, because we did a poll this week, which I'll get to in a second.
Oh.
Um, I can't help but wonder what's going on with Disney and Hasbro. Disney unveiled, and I forgot to talk about this, the Galactic Archive series of products, which is essentially just Black Series, but like the Disney brand
Uh-huh.
of Black Series. Have you seen these?
No.
It's the Kylo Ren helmet with the red ore that kind of stitched it
Oh,
back
yeah.
together, Kintsugi style. And then there's the Sith dagger from Rise of Skywalker, and
Yeah.
they seem like the same market, like they're Black Series scale items. And I
Right. And
can't
I'm
help
pulling, I know what you're talking about. I was trying to pull up Disney real quick.
and I
But
can't help
yeah,
but
I've seen that.
wonder, like, what is going on? Because it's like, is Disney keeping its own license for this stuff? It's not exclusive anymore. Or do they rework the licensing agreement where Disney can make these items that Hasbro decides not to make?
Right. Well, I mean, they've always kind of had something like that because they did diecast Black Series scale figures 10 years ago, 5, 10 years
Mhm.
ago. So yeah, I don't know. Why? Why?
Why? What's going on? I don't know. They're cool. They look good. I don't. I never liked the dagger. I thought it was too contrived, but
Mhm.
as far as a plot device,
The two
but yeah,
Goonies?
no, it's just like somebody went to Endor and made a dagger to look exactly like the Death Star's wreckage in the exact same position. So the only way it works is if you're in this radius on Endor.
Mhm.
It just doesn't make sense. Anyways, I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I just saw that the Hoth Starbucks mug is on sale for $15 with an extra 25% off. I
There you
may have
go.
to buy that.
Go grab that. Star Wars Outlaws, the new.
Mother, and then the tumbler I bought for $30 is now $15. I might have to buy another one. Sorry. Go ahead. Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah, it's getting mixed reviews. Metacritic has it as an overall rating of 75, which is generally favorable. But Ubisoft stock has fallen based on a report about low sales numbers for the game. I did see a glitch this week where someone was like riding along. They're on a speeder and
Uh-huh.
they were riding along with next to an Imperial guy, and they went to jump off the speeder bike to go like physically fight the person and like hand to hand, and they just rocketed off the speeder into the air. It was such a glitch, but I'm just getting tired of reporting on low Star Wars sales in general at this point. Like
Right.
action figures selling, it's not selling like it once was. TV shows are coming in with lower ratings. Video games have slow sales. It's like, come on, Lucasfilm, get the train back on track and let's do this thing.
Yeah, no, I'd love to see some better sales. I don't understand why it's got to be like that.
Yeah. Which I don't want to go back down that road, but
Right.
it's just it's very bleak right now, and we need something to turn this thing around and get people energized about Star Wars again.
Yeah.
Uh, and then images have leaked for two Skeleton Crew Black Series figures. First was Fern, which is a little girl. The back of the box reads, when four kids make a mysterious discovery on their seemingly safe home planet, they get lost in a strange, dangerous galaxy. And finding their way home will be a greater adventure than they ever imagined.
Dun, dun, dun.
Which is essentially the plot of Lost in Space, which is one of my favorite TV shows from growing up. Like that, I used to watch the reruns of that, and then I saw the movie with Matt LeBlanc and William Hurt. William Hurt, yeah. And I love that movie, even though it's cheesy and the graphics are horrible. I still love some Lost in Space. So
Danger, danger.
if you're mixing in John Watts, who's got the Spider-Man trilogy, which I think works well with kids, you've got the Stranger Things, Goonies vibe, and you've got this Lost in Space kind of plot line. I'm starting to feel a little excited for Skeleton Crew. Don't break my heart, Lucasfilm.
Yeah, don't. Well, yeah. Yeah, Disney and Star Wars and fans. Just let's enjoy it, man.
Yeah. And then the other Black Series that leaked was Neil uh, at Aten. I guess that's the planet at Aten. He's the Max Rebo looking character, and both of these are available on Yak Face. So if you want to see what they look like, over to Yak Face. That's where they leaked, and you can check out their image.
Ooh. Awesome. Well,
And then
go
our
ahead.
poll, real quick, which kind of dovetails into what I wanted to talk about this week. I checked the Hasbro Pulse page, the Haslab for the Ghost, and all it said was, and this is the only update we've received, I think. Thank you for joining the crew. The Ghost is fully funded and officially takes flight in the fall of 2024. So here we are, fall 2024. It'd be nice if Lucasfilm, maybe that's what they're going to do at the HasCon, which is coming up. But it would be nice if we can expect, I mean, fall goes all the way till what, December,
Yeah.
essentially. So I consider September through November fall. I mean,
How many apples can you buy?
tons of them. I almost bought an apple tree yesterday.
They have them on sale, don't they, at Home Depot?
Yeah, but they had Red Delicious, which are not exactly the sweetest. They're good for
No.
baking, but they're not delicious
Yeah, there
unless
was
you do
go ahead.
something to them.
Huh?
Red Delicious are delicious if you do something to them in baking.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. Yeah, I found that now we're going to talk apples, but I've been on like a Cosmic Crisp vibe with apples. Like
Yeah.
whatever version, I don't know what they call it.
Yeah.
How do you call an apple? Different version of an apple.
Different is there just a variant?
I guess. So
I
now
don't
we're
know.
bringing Loki into it.
I was gonna bring action figures into it. You've got your orange-haired apple, you've got your double telescoping apple, you've got your apple with darker boots, you've got your apple, small head apple, your big head apple.
Yeah, what's funny is my when you said orange haired, my granddaughter is redhead, which basically means she's got orange head. We were talking to them yesterday, and they showed us they had a caricature of the kids on their mantle, and she's like, "I don't like my hair because it's orange on the picture. It's
Yeah,
orange," and I'm like, "Sweetheart, your hair is orange." She goes, "No, it's red." It's like, "Yes, it's red, but it's orange."
it's a variant of red. It's orange. You got your red bar apple. All right, I'm done. But why would we bring up apples?
Because you said that you had almost bought an apple tree.
Yeah, but why were we talking about that?
I don't know.
We're talking about the ghost.
Right.
And I put a survey out on the Smugglers Galaxy Facebook page that said, should Hasbro have shipped the most ice? Sorry. Okay, should Hasbro have shipped the Haslab Ghost before shipping orders for the Haslab Mos Eisley Cantina? And an overwhelming majority, 75% of the people who voted, 24 people voted that I preferred receiving one before ordering the other. And then 8 votes said it doesn't bother me. So, but
Yeah.
but people seem to prefer getting one item before giving a corporation $500 more for a second item to have nearly $1,000 locked up at a company and you haven't delivered on the one product.
Right.
What are your thoughts? What do you think? Does it matter?
Yes and no. I think that what's aggravating with me is I would have liked to have seen at least more updates on it than what we're getting. Or at least maybe not a mass email, but at least you're going to go to the website and this is what's going on or
Yeah.
something, because it did feel like they were doing it, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we got where we're at and we're good. Now I know there's a lot of stuff going on at Hasbro behind the scenes we don't know about, but heck, even Steve, all his stuff that he's done on Instagram could have at least been like, hey, this is what's going on with the Ghost, and look at this. I mean, I know they showed us a packaging mock-up on it, but that's it. Yeah, it is hard because it's been a year, and it's like, how much money are we going to tie up in toys? So yeah, I think the reason I didn't get the Cantina, number one, is it's just not my bag, but
Mhm.
the fact that, yeah, the Ghost, I already have $500 tied up. Do I want another $500 tied up for another year? with another toy that I'm not going to get.
And there's people who go into like all the Haslabs. So they do the Marvel ones, the Joe ones.
Yeah.
Uh, I can't imagine having that much money locked up in a company. Like, that's just a lot.
Yeah, unless people just don't care and they're like, I just threw it on a credit card and it's going to sit for a year. But I mean, like with the GI Joe stuff, I don't see that stuff. It's not we use this term loosely. It's not an investment because they're not making any money. They're just basically getting their money back on the GI Joe stuff.
Yeah. They don't have to pay a licensing fee.
Right. And then even the Razor Crest, I think, has fallen a little bit.
Yeah, but that might come back now that there's a new Razor Crest in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
Yeah, but would it be funny if that was just a flashback?
No, because he doesn't meet Zeb until season 3.
Yeah, that's true. He does. And then Zeb is like, let me know or something.
Let me know if you need something else.
Yeah. Zeb's going to be in town on the 21st. Speaking of Zeb.
Carabast. For what?
There's a collection con at the World Congress Center. And I may have to go to that. I wasn't going to go, and then my wife's got to work. So I'm like, you know what? I may just, and it's only $30 to get in the door. So you want to get somebody to go meet somebody, make a $30 ticket. And I'll pay $30
Oh.
versus like 70 at Dragon Con.
But I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I don't know how to do that because then you're talking about a 2-year gap in between Haslabs, which is easier for the fans, but it goes against Hasbro's, we can make a quick 3 million by having a Haslab real quick.
Right. Like I said, I really think it would be, I don't know. We just want updates, man, is what I think. And I don't know. Train of thought. It's just they do because they hit you like with everything. And in at one point, what they had like 4 Haslabs going.
Yeah, which hurt them in the long run. That was back when they had a Ghostbusters, a Joe, and a Rancor all going on at the same time.
Right.
And they've learned their lesson that way, not to do that.
Yeah, because then you divide the fandoms, and they're like, I've only got $500. I can only pick one, and
Right.
the Rancor lost.
I hope they can redo a Black Series Haslab. They need to be more innovative, maybe something more deluxe, something that they wouldn't do, or a selection of figures that they normally wouldn't do in the main line because they're such a deep cut, like for example, Aliens for the Cantina.
I really think the way that they're talking, like go back to Tatooine or back to Tatooine, the way that it feels like they're all in on that. Maybe that'll happen. I mean, why wouldn't you, go ahead and double down and let's make some characters that we're only going to throw a Haslab out for.
Yeah.
Put because the Wolfman's the only one that didn't go with the set, right?
Right. He didn't get funded, but I'm pretty sure they're going to make that anyways. I mean, you're going to try to stock a cantina and then hold the fans, hold it against the fans that they didn't back it. And they're just going to have like one alien missing from an alcove just because, like, I don't know. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah. No, I could see them like maybe, okay, here's some deep cuts. Here's 5 deep cuts for your cantina. And charge $100, what, they're $20 a figure. Charge $150 for them. Charge a little bit of a
26
premium.
now, I guess.
Okay, so you're 5, you're at 20, you're 125. Charge $150 for them. Charge a little bit of a premium, and then you're not having to pay a store. So, I mean, that personally, that's the way I would go with the next Haslab. But I know that's something we're beating a dead horse at this point. I think with saying that, because that's something you've said for the past 2 years.
Yeah, and we did get some comments on the post. Let me pull those up real quick and we can see what people were saying. It's more than just voting. They were giving their opinion on stuff. So let me just
I really like when people give opinions, so thank you, people.
Oh, we got 10 comments.
Wow. I mean, no, that's impressive. And I've got to wonder, you know, like on these bigger podcasts where they go like they've got like 10 questions of like legitimate questions. It's like, how big is your audience when you get like 10 or 15 emails from people, or you have enough emails where you can pick and choose
Yeah.
which ones
Uh,
you're going to answer.
Jesse said, it's a weird gripe to me. Didn't even cross my mind with backing the Rattler without getting the Dragonfly. So I guess for some people, they don't even consider this an issue, but you know,
Well, Jesse is like very deep in the GI Joe, so I don't think he cares.
yeah.
He's just like, give me the GI Joes, give
Nigel
me all the
says,
Joes.
yeah. Nigel says, having been on the manufacturing side of capitalism, I can vouch that it takes up to a year and a half just to get a simple one color wig to go from concept to finished project. These toys are way more complicated than that. I get that too. I don't think that Hasbro would do a 2 year gap just because, like I said, it would be a nice $3 million that'll go to their bottom line and help the stock prices. But I do think that they got to be careful and not ask for fans to just keep giving them hundreds of dollars without delivering things.
Right. They definitely need to. Yeah, go on.
Dan Lowe says, "Are we being ghosted by the ghosted?" And then he says, "Oh yeah, where is the ghost?"
Yeah. Dan's funny. Yeah, I agree. I would have. I was thinking October for the delivery date of the Ghost, and about this time we should be seeing something. Like I said, even freaking Steve, put something on your Instagram, buddy. Let's see what you got.
And then I was disappointed. Doug Meyer says, "I was disappointed the Ranker didn't get the support it needed, although I suspect it would have had the Razor Crest. I would have had the Razor Crest already been shipped." So I don't know about that so much because it's two different audiences, Black Series and 3.75. The 3.75 is more world building is better suited for 3.75 because you can have a big ship,
Right.
whereas with Black Series these things would be massive and cost prohibitive. If I said that right, cost prohibitive. And then you can't have an X-Wing for a Black Series scale because it's just going to be
It's
massive.
right. Well, and I think the Rancor, they just mucked that one all the way up. I think if they would have, I think if Patrick wanted to said the Rancor in that live feed, they could have pushed it back to where he made an appearance in the Book of Boba Fett, and I think it would have funded.
Well, I question now if that's actually true, if that leak is the thing that, yeah, the Rancor started on the wrong foot, but so did the Cantina. That leaked, and
Right.
it was a completely different offering that leaked. And that
Right.
was
But
still successful and went two tiers.
yeah, I think that Rancor was just bad timing, and people didn't. It had bad tiers. It was bad timing. It was a lot of stuff, and I think if they would have waited another month or two, and or at least somebody at Lucasfilm would have told them, "Hey, this is what's coming up," they could have put a freaking saddle on that and thrown a Boba Fett in, and it would have funded. I think because if you know how badass that would have been to have Boba Fett riding a Rancor in your
Yeah.
collection room.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have at that point. I probably would have thought about funding it just to have that because it's an awesome looking visual.
It'd been dope.
It would have been, even though it's the
Bet.
wrong Rancor. Who gives a shit? It would have been cool to see.
I backed it. Didn't get funded, as we
Yeah.
know. And then Chris Hamilton said, yes, in my opinion, it's poor taste to ask people to plunk down a large amount of money without delivering the last project. That happened to me with the last two Joe projects. So, I mean, you have the whole spectrum there from like, I don't care, it's fine to
Mhm.
deliver one before you ask for more money from me. Come on, man.
Yeah. I what and here's something I don't understand is it's like I guess when you're presenting a HasLab, you should have it like halfway there. You know, maybe you're not well, you've already made the mold. Well, no, you wouldn't have made the molds because you've got a hard copy, right?
They have to be ready to start making the molds the second the thing goes funded.
Okay. So to me, you should be halfway there. Is that like because that I mean, I don't know how long it takes to make a mold. But
Yeah,
yeah, you should, huh?
there's a lot of investment time. I think what you're saying is there needs to be a lot of investment time. You need to have it ready so that the tooling is ready to go the second it gets funded. And if it gets funded in the first 4 days, then you need to, and the base minimum was 9,000, then you need to make the tools and start making your 9,000.
There you go. Your words, my words to out of my thoughts to your mouth to God's ears.
And then and if they get an extra 9,000 on top of that, well, when you're done with those first 9,000, you make the second 9,000.
Right. Why can't Hasbro do that? Because yeah, you're right. Well, as soon as you see the numbers are funded, and give it another 1,000, unless they're kind of, oh, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't want people backing out. Blah blah blah. Just start doing it, man. And if if it didn't get funded, if you started making the figures and they didn't get funded, or making the item and it didn't get funded, sell what you made.
Yeah.
People would still want it. But yeah, I think that they should, like you just said, as soon as it's announced, you should be like, one foot should be already, your finger should be on the go button the minute it's announced.
Right.
Raw. Anywho, what else we got?
I don't know. You're the one that wanted to wing it.
Is that all the comments we had?
That's all the comments we had for that. So thank everybody who commented. We appreciate that. It's good to get a slice of everyone's opinion for this. From a risk perspective, I don't know. It's a low risk thing for consumers because it's pretty much going to happen regardless. Once something gets funded, it's not like Hasbro is going to go bankrupt and you're going to lose out on all that money.
Right.
It's going to happen. It's just we have to be patient and wait. But at the same time, okay, I don't mind being patient and waiting, but don't ask me for $400 or $500 more.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid next year it's going to be the same thing. I don't think we're going to TBC or 2025 or 2026. Haslab would probably get something Black Series, and still hoping for like a retro one. Let's think outside the box.
Yeah. I mean, they could do I know you said X-Wing. Could they do, a retro X-Wing or a retro TIE Fighter? Heck, why don't you do both? Do it like a set, retro. And
that
charge
would be
100.
cool.
Yeah.
I also would think something like something that was never made, like a Death Star Return of the Jedi playset.
Okay. Yeah, because that Death Star that we got was weird. No, not the Death Star. It was the Imperial Star Destroyer. I get those two confused.
Yeah, but something that looks like the original Death Star playset, but this one's a little bit different, where on the top you probably have your throne room, and then you might even have, because the original one was a completed Death Star, so obviously Return of the Jedi, it's incomplete, it's under construction, so you can incorporate some of that element somehow into the project.
That'd be cool.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think what they need to do, maybe something like that, but I think they need to get away maybe from play sets. Or no, what was it? Was it vehicles that hadn't funded, or was it play sets that hadn't? What was the one that we were thinking they were having issues with? Vehicles or play sets? Yes.
I don't remember, because they both are successful.
Okay.
I mean, there hasn't been a TVC that's failed. It's only been 2 Black Series that have failed, and they've only had 2 Black Series Haslabs. The lightsaber, Reva's lightsaber.
That was just a bad choice.
Yeah. Yeah, especially because they just make lightsabers. It's like, what's different about this lightsaber than the other ones? Why not just make it? Because it's double bladed?
Right. They should have, if they wanted to make a double bladed lightsaber, they should have made it the Grand Inquisitor's lightsaber. And then you would have had people like me who were just like, oh, it's the Inquisitor's lightsaber. Rebels fans that would have been like, that's kind of cool. Versus a figure, somebody that we didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And it was $500 for a lightsaber, which is crazy expensive. But when they're charging $250 for a single blade, you're right there.
Right.
Anything else? But here's Jason going, see, told you so.
Proper planning prevents poor performance.
Oh, geez. But then some of our best ones are where we just wing it. I mean,
sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't.
Oh, but there's no real news. It's like we're in a very poor spot for Star Wars right now.
And luckily for you, I have a game that I prepared.
Oh, look at Jason planning. I was going to talk. Yeah, we'll play the game because I had a question for you. But do you want to do
the question? We'll save this towards the end.
Okay. Well, my question is planning for the Disney your Disney trip in the next like 5 years. How sure you want to go to Disney? And I mean, because I've got a trip planned that with personal reasons, I'm going to probably have to cancel it. But with the Disney, all the stuff going on at Disney and the construction, I mean, I'd be like 50-50 on it anyway.
I don't understand the question.
Okay, so Disney's basically getting ready to tear everything up.
Magic Kingdom.
Is it just Magic Kingdom?
Magic Kingdom's getting that whole land, Cars Land. It's going to be put in place, and then after that, in 2030, we're going to get Villains Land.
Okay, so
behind
like
it.
the next 5 years, Magic Kingdom's going to be torn up.
Just
Does
that
that
one
affect-
section.
Okay, well then I guess I've answered your question. You've answered my question by not answering it, but being like,
Yeah.
"Ugh, just that one section."
Well, it's just one section, baby.
I could still go to Disney
We
to,
can
to
go to
Magic
Disney.
Kingdom.
Can't see your elephants, but you can go on Disney, baby.
Did you see what they were doing with Lightning McQueen?
Ka-chow. Yeah, it's becoming a villain show.
Yeah, so good for them.
Wow.
They're
Wow, going away. Wow. Not going to be there anymore. Wow.
Yeah,
Come
good
on,
for
guys.
Disney. They're starting to figure out what people want.
Yeah, that'll be cool. So there's a Lightning McQueen show that's in the back behind uh Tower of Terror and Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster, and that's going to be rethemed to a villains thing. It's going to be a stage show, but it's just a way to eat people up. I did see a report this week that it looks like management has been told, or some of the administrative people behind Animation Courtyard, where Star Wars Launch Bay is, to prepare for a move. So it looks like the Muppets are going to be safer now.
Yeah.
So they're going to put Monsters Inc. over in that area. But the major thing is that Cars Land, and we'll see what happens there. Just goodbye to Rivers of America. But I still think it's worth it. I mean, every theme park tries to have something new every year. So
Right.
something's always under construction. They've learned that people need a reason to come back, and the way to do that is to add a new ride. Come on back and check out Tiana. Come on back, check out Cars. Come on back and check out Mandalorian on Smugglers Run.
Right.
Is
Yeah.
this next summer you're talking?
Yeah, next summer.
Oh, you can't
But-
go to that one?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to cancel my trip because
Oh.
of other things going on.
Bummer.
Yeah, it's a bummer, but what you gonna do? I'll
Go to
Yeah.
Disney.
go to Disney. I'll go to Disney. Well, I'm going on a cruise, so I'll get my Disney fix there. It's a bummer that I'm gonna have to miss that trip, but I haven't decided 100% yet. I got to see what's
Okay.
going on. But I'm like
Okay.
90% sure. So, anywho.
But yeah. My game is called What's in a Name? It's your worst nightmare because you don't remember names.
Awesome. Yes.
So I'm gonna say the character's name, and you tell me what their name was originally on the card back.
Okay,
Does that make
Forlom.
Yeah, like that. Like that. But not like that.
All right.
So for example, I'll say Ponda Baba, and you say
Walrus Man.
so. Yes. Exactly. You got one. Ding ding ding. I'm gonna write this
Yes.
down. 1 point. Okay.
All right.
The next one is Tessic. The name.
Well, no,
is
so are
Tessic.
we all in like OG era?
Yeah, it's all OG. And he had a name like a walrus man. So that's what we're looking for.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. It's like, what would it have been in the OG? And it wouldn't, it's not Hammerhead because Hammerhead's got a different name.
You tell me. That's part of the game.
Right.
Hopefully people are yelling in their car. They know
Uh-huh.
exactly what it is. Tessic.
Let's go.
The-
Snaggletooth.
No, it's Squid Head.
Squidhead. Oh, I forgot about Squidhead. I'm thinking Cantina Aliens for some reason. I'm stuck. You got me stuck on the Cantina.
Let's go Zutton.
Zutton. I've heard that name. See, now I got to think. I should have brought up my 92 and then I could
That's the whole point, is that you're supposed to do it by memory.
by memory. That isn't that Walrus? No, that's Hammerhead, isn't it? No. Hammerhead's something different.
You tell me. This is the game. I'm not going
I'm
to
just
tell
gonna
you.
keep saying Hammerhead, man. Hammerhead.
No, this one's Snaggletooth.
Snag. Oh
So
man.
so far you've got one right, two wrong.
Uh-oh.
All right, ready for this next one? Hopefully I could say it.
Yes.
Ori Marco.
Broom face.
Yes, you got that one.
Oh, I
You're
pulled that one out my butt.
2-2. I think you get I only have 3 left. I think you probably can get these.
Okay.
You'll get 2. You'll get 2.
All right, cool.
Moma Nadon.
That's Hammerhead.
Very good. That's 3. You got 3 right, 2 wrong. Moving on to the next one. Salt Marie. Or is it Salt Marie A? E? It's one of those variants.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm thinking. What did they just have names? It wasn't shoot. Blue Snaggletooth. No, I know it's not Blue Snaggletooth.
No. Is that your final answer?
Zuckus. No, it's not Zuckus either, because Zuckus had a name.
Zuckus is Zuckus.
Zuckus is Zuckus. I never, unless you're talking about Forlom.
Forlom is Forlom.
Right. Dude, I don't know.
It's Yak Face.
Oh, I forgot about Yak Face. That most
And
infamous, hardest one to get.
this one is very difficult. I had to look it up,
Uh-oh.
but it will determine whether you win or lose this game, especially for those at home.
And what do I win, Jason?
A clap.
Yay! That
clap
nobody
for
will
you.
hear because it's on Zoom.
I'll just say clap, clap, clap. The character's name is Hapnix. And like I said, I had to look this up. So this is the first time I've heard this name, but it is the character's name. And he was part of the original 92. Hapnix.
Hapnix.
Unless someone starts yelling at me and emails me, that's not the character's name. It's actually this person. You're talking
Somebody
about this
probably
person.
will.
But I looked it up. That's what they said. That's what the internet told me. The internet's never told me wrong.
And we already said Walrus Man. I'm just looking at Walrus Man over your shoulder. I already said that.
Yeah, it's not him. That's Ponda Baba.
That's Ponda Baba.
And he's not in the canteen. I'll give you this. He's not in the cantina.
Uh-huh.
He's not in Star Wars. He's not in Return of the Jedi. So it only leaves one area of the trilogy left for you to,
which is Empire. Which you wouldn't be an Ewok.
Nope. Because all the Ewoks had Ewok names.
Right.
Chirpa, Wicket. They didn't say
And
Ewok on it.
And a Wampa is just a Wampa. There's no names on the Wampas.
Right.
What the hell?
Give up?
Yeah, I don't want to. This is bad podcasting, and I'm trying to think, and it's just womp 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 womp. You know,
it's the Ugnaught.
Oh,
the Ugnaught is Hapnix.
I totally forgot about that little short guy.
So you got 3 right, 4 wrong. I'm sorry, I don't have to clap for you.
Damn.
And that is the game. What's in a name? What's in a name? Hopefully, people enjoyed that listening, and let us know what your score is.
Right. They're going to look at this and be like, Glenn loses all the time. So I'm just going to hit fast forward 30 seconds.
They could play along.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, anything else? I mean, it's not a full hour yet.
No, I don't. Unless you want to talk other stuff. No, I think we're good because there's other things we've talked about, but I don't have the list ready yet. I've kind of half-assed done it, but it's not all the way done.
All right. Next week, let's think of a topic or let's interview someone. Let's do something different.
Yes.
And thank you for listening to the Smugglers Galaxy podcast. If you could, please leave a like and a 5-star review of the show anywhere you listen to podcasts. It really helps us out and points people to our show. You can follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Send us an email or message us. We love feedback. We'd love to make you part of our show. Our email address is smugglersgalaxy@gmail.com. Thank you to Alfonso Riviera for the Smugglers Galaxy logo. Thank you to Levi Waterhouse for the music. People, collect for the love of it. Hashtag vote for your wallet. I suspect Dev Morgan is not his real name. Pass on what you've learned. Be a positive force in the collecting community. This is the way.
This is the way.